Hey guys, so if you notice, I'm wearing the exact same clothes as my last unboxing video where I unboxed the Fab Arm. And I said I was going to use the gun for a project. So I told you the box is pretty large because there's other stuff in it. Those are all for the projects. So what could else be in that box that I bought from eBay? Well, how about another gun of the exact same model? Look at that. Woo! So this is another one of the exact same shotguns. I just got back from inside. I ran 2 shells. That's 60 rounds to both of them. They function great. I'd even say that they function a little easier than my Bigelow shotgun. So what am I going to do with these 2 shotguns? Well, if you haven't put 2 and 2 together yet, I'm going to build a double barrel pump action shotgun. There actually might be a video on my channel about that gun before this build video goes up. And so all I'm going to do really is I'm going to connect these 2 together. I don't know. I've never seen this done before. The only thing I've seen done before is Jet Desert Fox had a video where he had a gas power where someone stuck together Frankenstein's 2 Marui 870 gas powered shotguns. I've never seen this done with Springers. So here's the general rundown. This is just going to be a real quick overview. I'm going to remove the rails on both of these shotguns because I don't need 2 top rails when they're going to be one gun. I'm going to remove the pistol grips and reuse one to be a central pistol grip. And then I'm going to fuse them together, and I also bought a little foregrip that I'm going to try and attach to the bomb so I can pump both guns at the same time. The other thing I'm going to do is actually I'm going to paint these guns. Paint it, maybe it'll turn out kind of cool. Camouflage, I got a whole bunch more spray paints. The whole idea is kind of going to be like a black, orange, and red sort of thing. And that's the first thing we're gonna have to do. So let's get into the painting. Alright guys, so now as you can see we're outside. I've got everything set up. This isn't really supposed to be a painting tutorial, so I'm not going to explain everything that I'm doing. But I've got like this this grill over the weapon so that when I paint it, it's going to leave hopefully kind of like a snakeskin sort of effect. I'm using some matte colors, but the clear coats afterwards going to be glossy. And other than that, let's get to it. Alright guys, so I just did the orange, and unfortunately the grade I have on top of here is not working like I want to. It looks like the paint's still solid underneath it. It's probably because the grade's not directly pressed up on top of the guns. So I guess if you're to do this, use like a fishnet or a cloth type of thing, because this doesn't seem to be working too well. Alright guys, I just put a layer of clear coat on the first side, and I'm not going to make the mistake I did last time, and I'm going to let this dry fully. Unfortunately, it does look like the grate didn't do much, besides just block a little paint, but it still mixed pretty well under. And that's fine with me. It's just going to be more of a smokier, like, I guess, Outworld kind of Badlands, sort of Mad Max kind of gun instead of what I was originally going for, but that's going to be fine. It's still going to be cool, unique, and original. Okay, so I finished painting them, and I have the shotguns facing on opposite sides, so you can see. On both right sides of the shotgun, I think the paint came out a little better than on the left side, and that's for a couple reasons. The first being I did the right sides second, so I knew what I was doing a little more, and it came out a little nicer. But the other reason is that on the left side, that's actually the one that has the sling points. And so when the sling points are up, it's pushing the grate away from the gun, so you didn't get as much of the crisscross pattern as on the other side, because when the swing points are down, it's pushing the gun towards the grate. I think it looks pretty good. I'm going to work on engineering now because I don't know exactly how I'm going to do that. But this is where the pistol grip attaches to the gun. These are going to have to go. I'm gonna cut those off And then attaching the two guns together, I was thinking about putting bolts through the stock, but also came up with the idea of sticking them together with Velcro. We'll see maybe if I do that. I really don't know now. But after I finish putting these all together, I'll show you guys how I did.
2 weeks later.
Alright guys, I'm pretty much at my wit's end with this. So it's been a real long time since I started this project. Like, you can see the paint from the shield. I haven't even imagined the shield when I got these two guns. The problem is it's really hard to find a stable place to link the pumping systems together. Because the handguards are plastic. Originally what I was doing is I was gonna run a rail across the tube where the screws are, just screw them both in place. But the problem with that is that the screws are so small, the hole's so small, that when I tried that, I literally just ripped the rail out and the screws with it. It's just not stable enough. And I really just can't think. Oh, the other problem is that when the two guns are right on top of each other, they start pumping towards each other. Like when the pumps are forward, they're like this, and as they go back, they get like this until the point where they're touching, where it's impossible to pump. So what needs to happen is there needs to be a spacer in between these to keep these far enough apart. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hot glue this metal rail right here. I'm going to hot glue it there, and then try and get the other one about on the same place and just hot glue it together and just use a whole bunch of glue. And we'll see if that's strong enough. I know the rail won't break because it's metal. So it's really just it really is just a matter of if the glue will be strong enough to hold it together as it's being pumped. I still haven't done anything here. Actually, the only thing that's here is there is a bolt going through both guns here, and if this works, then I'll probably cut that off and try and attach a pistol grip closer to the middle. But if it doesn't, I don't know. This project's just gonna have to wait. I really don't want to scrap it because the gun's already painted and whatnot. But we'll just see what happens. First attempt, it was on like this. Easily peel off, just the paint came off with it. I think I might just use a lot more, and if that doesn't work, I might try like an epoxy sort of thing. Alright guys, so I just used an ungodly amount of JB weld. What I did is I put the metal rail in between those as a spacer. JB welded the sides of that, and then once it was together, JB welded all around it and clamped it together, and that's how it's been sitting for the last 24 hours, and it seems to be holding pretty good. Next, I'm JB welding a plastic M-lock rail into the grip, and then after that, I'm doing this so that the grip doesn't separate from the rail when I'm yanking on this thing, because it's going to be really hard to pull back if I can pull it back. And then after that, I'm planning on JB welding that rail into this. It's probably going to go down here, because if I put it across these rails are going to separate from the screw, and I can't do it too far up here. There's not enough real estate, so I'm going to probably put it up across here, and then once all of that's dry, I will attempt to pump it one-handed. Right now I can pump it with both hands. If I put the stock up against the table and pull down with both hands, I can pump it. But I cannot pump it right now with one hand, and possibly because I can't get enough leverage. But if I can't do it with a grip there, then the gun's going to be unusable anyway. Also, the gun on the left is slightly ahead of the gun on the right, but I can still manage to get both pumps locked down and fire both shotguns. So that's how I am right now. Just a quick update. My first attempt at JB welding the grip to the bottom, I just didn't use enough. I pulled it right off after the 24-hour queue time. And with JB weld, you shouldn't be able to do that. So I used the rest of the containers on this, and now I'm praying that this will hold. Alright guys, so this is going to be pretty close to the final project, or product at least. So here, with there's a bolt going through, there's actually a piece of pipe here acting as a spacer. Just took some pipe, measured it out, and cut it so that these don't move towards each other down there when you push them together. JB weld. I've JB welded this to the bottom, and I have not pulled it back yet because I'm scared it's going to break off. There's so much on there, but you never know. This thing is incredibly hard to pump. Like, I can do it if I put it on a surface. I can bring both pumps down if I push on with both my hands, and then you rack it and you can fire both. So it's doable. I'm just scared that I'm going to break that off. It's been over 24 hours, but I just don't want to try it. I've put the rails back on because there's too much space here to put a central rail, and I'm not going to be aiming much with it anyway. I think it still makes it look cool. No grips. I might wrap some duct tape around these. I might also wrap some duct tape around the stock or something to make it look even more like a Borderlands kind of weapon. I think it looks amazing. At least it's definitely unique. But you know what? For the camera, at least I think I should try and pump it properly at least once, and we'll see if it fails. So, yep, it came right off. So that's really not gonna work. So at that point, I really don't know what to do. I think I might try one more time. JB welds onto here, JB weld around the welds. I need to buy more JB weld because I used all of it. But at that point, that's pretty much going to be it. This might be more of a looker kind of gun than an actual user. Other than that, I'll see you in the next one, I guess. Peace. Oh, you thought I was done, didn't you? So, super glue the thing back on. Still not functional that way. But I just ran 4 shells outside to 2 shells per gun with it, and it's completely doable to put it down, pump it with both hands, bring it back up, and fire both shots. Takes longer than a normal shotgun, yes. Reloading takes much longer than a normal shotgun because you gotta get to the things, yes. So is this better than carrying a single shotgun that you just reload? Absolutely not. But is it cooler? Hell yeah, it's cooler. So expect to see this in probably one gameplay video ever. I'll probably bring it using a just normal team deathmatch round. I'm gonna have to get on the ground every time to pump it, and it's work. But still, being able to have a backup shot, even though you can't even aim it, is pretty nice. So for real this time, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.